This book's title is The Commentaries of Living Immortals, authored by Martin K. Ettington, narrated by Martin K. Ettington. This is the first page of the book. Copyright page. This book is self-published in electronic form, and the entire content is copyrighted by Martin K. Ettington, all rights reserved, USA 2010. The title is A Compendium of Metaphysics and How-To Guides. Introduction. When dealing with metaphysics and the paranormal, there are no degrees of certified experts. Each person writing on these subjects has developed their expertise through their experiences, personal research, and learning over many years. This compilation combines 6 books of mine into one compendium. It includes the titles Enlightenment for Newbies, formerly titled Enlightenment for Dummies, Physical Immortality, History and How-To Guide, Removing Illusions to Find True Happiness, Prophecy, a History and How-To Guide, Using the Scientific Method to Study the Paranormal, and Godlike Powers and Abilities. The overall approach is to introduce each subject, provide some background and history, and then to provide specific ideas, recommendations, and advice on how to achieve the theme of the book. This compilation is designed to show my overall beliefs and recommendations on several subjects. One of these core beliefs is that we all have a core of universal spirit inside each of us, that by learning to be centered in this spirit, we improve our happiness, health, and ability to do things which might be considered supernatural or impossible. I hope this compilation provides each reader with some insights which will help improve their lives overall. Best regards, Martin K. Ettington, Rancho Palos Verdes, California, August 2010. And you can also check out my book website at mkettingtonbooks.com. That's spelled mkettingtonbooks.com. Chapter 1, Introduction. It's no wonder that truth is stranger than fiction. Fiction has to make sense. Mark Twain. And here we have a picture of a road going through the woods. A path is a start to a new journey. I will leave it to you, the reader, to judge if what I'm going to tell you about this book is fact or fantasy. All I can say that if it's true, it's one of the greatest stories ever told. This all started a few years ago when I wrote my book, Physical Immortality, a History and How-To Guide, based on my research into very long-lived peoples and my theories on how one can extend their longevity to 150 years or more. Part of my marketing effort was to set up different web pages where I had stories about my book with links to my website for sales. One of these sites also included a discussion bulletin board where anyone could post comments. For about a year, there were typical comments, both pro and con, about the book. Then the comments started to get serious, and a variety of persons started posting who said they were living immortals and had comments to me about themselves and what immortality is really about. Many fascinating discussions ensued, and this year has been an eye-opener for me about what may be the true history of demigods, gods, and real immortals on our planet and in this universe. Part of what is so interesting is that the claims made make sense to me as an author who is very familiar with the occult arts, history, and the paranormal too. The interplay of different persons in these discussions is also really neat, and if it's one person who's doing all of these parts, they must be some type of literary genius. Overall, I still have plenty of skepticism about the truth of these matters, but I thought, hey, true or false, this will make a great story. There wasn't room in this book to include everything or most of the postings, so I decided to only include the most important immortal posts, some key questions by others, and many of my questions to those immortals. My questions to you, the reader, are the same ones I have myself, i.e., how will you tell if this work is fact or fiction? The issue is a lot like the famous Turing test in computer intelligence, which is how do you tell if a computer or person is on the other end when having an online discussion? In this case, since I haven't actually met the people, gods involved, I can only surmise from their responses as to how they map to what we know about reality and history and if the comments are totally consistent. Here's what the main character of this book said with regard to the validity of what he has written. Hi, Marty. I'm sure you, the gods, and we immortals are very much real. So real we immortals are dedicated, at least on this page, for mortals to realize we are just as physically bodied and much more in tune with every aspect of life, universe's knowledge than any mortal can be for now. Life in all forms have a story. That's what makes reality real. If there was no life, then there was no reality in any form. To get out of a reality
Sample complete. Ready to continue?